everybody, it's Catherine from Jayne Catherine on Books, and I'm here with a couple of reviews on what I've been reading recently. And I've got two here that I've read in this month, and this one is Her Majesty the Queen. Her Majesty the Queen Investigates, and this is called The Windsor Knot. So our Queen of England is the House of Windsor, the family Windsor, so hence where it's got its title, The Windsor Knot. It's by S.J. Bennett, and it's got a lovely title. We've got a picture of the Queen there, and then one of her corgis, because the Queen is well known for breeding corgi dogs, and you know, having over the years that she's been in reign, yeah, she's had a load of different corgis. Now I thought this was quite timely. It's recently come out, and of course everybody is, well, over here certainly there seems to be a bit of a storm again about The Crown on Netflix, and we hadn't seen it before, so we've started from the beginning, and we're just up to season 2 now, and we're loving it. It's great. There's great actors in it, and it's just fantastic. Really enjoying it. So S.J. Bennett, I know of S.J. Bennett. She has written quite a few YA books, and I have got one or two of her YA books, and I've thoroughly enjoyed them. I think she's an excellent writer. So this is her first novel for adults, and I am a royalist. I'm not ashamed to say that I'm very much for the royal family in this country, the tradition of the royal family, and I'll probably lose some subscribers now. But I am a royalist, and I was excited to read this. Now, I gave it 3 stars, and it didn't quite live up to my expectations, I have to say. So I think the premise is absolutely fantastic. It says Miss Marple meets the Crown, and it really is the Queen of England who decides to do a bit of sleuthing because somebody ends up dead in the palace. Oh yes, there's been a murder in the palace, and she feels as if it's her responsibility to get to the bottom of it, because she doesn't think that the powers that be are looking into it too seriously. They're quite happy to pass it off as a suicide, but she's not convinced that it's suicide, and because it's happened on her watch, as it were, in her palace, she's very much wants to get involved. Now I feel that the characterization of the Queen in this is spot on, really spot on, from what we know of the Queen, and she's got quite a wicked sense of humour, and she's a very, very smart lady, very smart lady. If you think about all the heads of state she's met over the years, and how many prime ministers we've had, and she's just got the characterisation great. And this is going to be a series, I believe, and hopefully she'll get into the swing of writing more for an adult audience. I felt that the plot was a little weak, felt a little bit weak. The Queen doesn't necessarily do all the sleuthing herself, which I would have liked a bit more of the Queen's involvement. She gets a new royal assistant, her new private secretary, or whatever they're called, and she gets her to do a lot of the sleuthing for her. And I understand that the Queen can't get too involved or to be seen to be too involved, but at the end of the day, this is some piece of fiction, and I would have liked a little bit more of her snooping around and doing things. I have to say it was a bit ploddy in places. Sorry, S.J. Bennett. A bit ploddy in places. I didn't feel that the plot, to say this is going to be, you know, it's a crime novel, I think the plot could have been better. Having said that, it's very much got a cosy crime feel about it, so I'm hoping that's what she was wanting to portray in this, that it's going to be a cosy crime series rather than, you know, anything hard boiled. And I think with the character of the Queen, that's possibly what she's aiming for. However, as you know, I love my cosies, and even exceptional ones really have to be exceptional, you know, for me to give it 4 stars. So generally speaking, my cosy crimes that I feel are well written with really good plots tend to get a 3.5. And I've given this a 3, and I actually notched it up to 3, to be honest, because of the great characterisation, that she's got the Queen just right. And I think it's a matter of them building the series from there and building the plots. Because the type of YA that very much teenage issues that she's written in to the YA audience, and I think there's a big jump from teenage issues YA writing to you know, adult crime or even cosy crime. But she is an excellent author. I'm not going to give up on this series. Yeah, it just was missing something. It just lacked that pizzazz, you know. I didn't care really by the end who murdered him, who'd done it, and what was what, if you know what I mean. So yeah, but I highly recommend you go and look it up, The Windsor Knot. You know, it's early days, it's only just come out. There's loads of people probably love it, and I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it, but it's not without its faults for a debut adult novel from her. Then the other one that I want to talk about is the Holiday TM Logan. And I think I featured this on one of my book hauls recently. And, well, this turned out to be a 5-star read. I didn't think it was going to be a 5-star read. I thought it was just going to be, you know, 3, if it was exceptional, of 4, very much thinking, right, it's, you know, it's a crime thriller and 3 families go on holiday together, and, yeah, a right old mystery ensues, and it just gets better as you go along. You know, you start off, and at the beginning, yeah, it takes a while to get going for me. So we've got 3 best friends that have been best friends since university, and they all themselves and their husbands and their partners or whatever are going on holiday with their families in Provence in France, and one of the 3 is quite wealthy and a bit of an entrepreneur, and she's doing really well, so she pays for this really exclusive place to stay in Provence, and yeah, the 3 girls tend to go away every year or every so many years just to meet up, you know, because they've been friends a long time, about 20 years. And so we get to know each of the characters, we get to know the girls, and to be honest, to begin with, I wasn't that endeared to any of them. You know, it took a while for me to warm, you know, to the girls that's in it. And one of them, Kate, she suspects that her husband's having an affair. She finds something which makes her think that he's having an affair, and she finds some texts on his phone and what have you, and she's convinced that he's having an affair with one of the 2 other friends. So she's going through, as they're on the holiday, various things happen on the holiday, and she's going through the motions really of trying to work out who it is, who he's having an affair with. And you spend the majority of the book going along with her, you know, trying to work out who you think it is, following the clues. I got so far and thought it was one, Then I got a bit further, thought it was the other. Then a bit further and I wasn't sure who it was. And then by the end, I wasn't expecting who it was or what it was about. I'm trying to be careful what I say now so I don't spoil it. Yes, really enjoyed it. It's not a new premise, is it? You know, the usual tropes of families going on holiday together and they end up bickering and falling out, and there might be a bit of sex between two of them that are not supposed to have sex, and there might be the kids kicking off and showing you up like kids do, and you know, there's nothing new in it. But what is new is the twist and turn that we get at the end, and therefore because of that I felt that it well deserved of 5 stars. It did have me hooked. I was on the edge of my seat. I didn't want to put it down. You know, as she's going along this roller coaster of trying to work out which friends betrayed her with her husband, you're there with her, you know, you're on the edge of your seat wanting to know. So it's very readable, and it soon pulls you in with her. But as I say, it takes a while for you to warm to the characters. Other people might think differently. Not enough of a flaw there for me to, you know, downgrade it. I found that I was on Kate's side as we got towards the end. I did feel more of an affinity with her. But yeah, a really good, well written thriller, crime thriller. So there we go, that's The Holiday by TM Logan. 2 very different books, but 2 enjoyable reads. So thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay safe everybody, and I'll see you next video. Bye for now.